Good morning. Be sure this thing's on. It is. It's Monday, March the 20th, about 7 o'clock in the morning. We'll make a little garden tour before we go off to work this morning. Did a good bit of work out here Saturday. We didn't do anything yesterday. But I think, I want you to look at it and see what you think, but it looks like maybe this corn is going to survive the freeze. We need to do a little cultivating in it, loosen the ground up some, but I'm going to hold you down there pretty close and see what you think. Hope you can see that. Looks like it's burned a little bit on the tips, but maybe it's going to make it. See, we've got probably 24, 25 rows of sweet corn right here. We had a little bit of planter problems. One of the tubes got stopped up when we were planting, so we've got a few blank spots in some rows, or some rows that didn't happen. But for the most part, got pretty good coverage when we put the seed down. Gosh, look at that. Beautiful morning in South Alabama. Love this time of year, this time of day especially. The morning times are special. It's a time to get started, time to get a day going. It's Monday morning, so it's time to get the week going. But my favorite time, early in the morning. Love to see the sun come up. That's a pretty sight, isn't it? Let's go back to the garden here. We're getting over right here. We're in the green beans. Snap beans, strike variety. You see one here that's trying to push through? That one may be okay. The ones that were up did get some frost damage or some freeze damage, but it looks like they're going to be okay. I was really worried about them. I think they're going to make it. There again, see this row, some of it's just emerging. See the cracks in the soil? That's stuff that hadn't peeked through yet. See that plant right there? It's pale looking, but it's still alive. I think the freeze was Wednesday, Thursday of last week. I believe it would have died by now if it did kill it. There's one right there next to this weed. I believe it's going to make it. See here, we've got an open row. We planted squash transplants and squash from seed into this row. Got an open row right here. Everybody says we've got way too much squash planted, so I had planned to put another row of squash right there, but we may decide to do something different. Here's our transplants. I turned the T-tape irrigation on this morning when I first got here. I'm gonna let it run about an hour just to make sure that these get a good drink of water. There's a little transplant that may not have made it right there, and that happens sometimes. For the most part, they look pretty good. I know we're early putting them out, but we're anxious too, just trying to get things going. You can see that T-tape, it's getting the soil pretty moist. It's probably only been running 30 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. It gets the soil pretty moist pretty quick. Got some open rows right here for our tomatoes. Although our soil test didn't call for any lime, I went ahead and put a little lime down in them, try to get ahead of some blossom end rot, and put a little calcium in them. Move on over here to our potatoes. Brought the small tractor in and dissed a little bit between the rows just to kind of get ahead of a few of the weeds. We have not healed these potatoes yet. See this plant right here? That's kind of indicative of how they all look. They all look pretty good. And this little area right here, I couldn't get it was too narrow to get the disc in. Another row of them right here. I think they're coming along pretty good. We have not fertilized. We fertilized in the trench when we planted, but we'll start side dressing before we hill them with like a 5-10-10 or something, or I'd love to be able to get a 0-10-10. Don't know if that's available. See, these rows look a little bit better on the potatoes down here. You can see some right here that plant right there had some freeze damage, but it's not dead by any means. That one also. I think these things are doing okay. We get to the middle of the rows. These rows are 300 feet long. When we get to the middle, I think that our plow was a little deep when we opened the trench. So you see right through here, there's nothing, no potatoes coming up, but I think they're still down there. I think they will. And you see the one that was probably just on a high spot right there. I think that we will see them eventually poke through. When they all get up and get maybe 6 inches tall, we'll come back with the hillers and start hilling them up and side dressing them. They should really take off then. I think we're forecast to be in the upper 70s today, warm at night. Really a good time for them to start growing. This end of the rows looks fantastic. And there's one that one got a good bit of freeze damage right there. And that's funny because the plant right beside it didn't get any. So I don't understand that, but I guess it's not for me to understand. Gosh, what a beautiful day. It's pretty today. It's a little cool out here this morning. I had to put a jacket on. But it is pretty clear. See, here's some of our candy onions. We planted them the same time we planted the potatoes. And when I ran the disc by, it actually threw a little more dirt up on them than probably should have, but we can come back and clean some of that off. They won't do much until we start getting pretty warm. Then we'll start raking the dirt back away from the base so they can start to bulb up. Mrs. 5-0 says we don't have near enough onions, and I tend to agree with her. We may throw another row in up there in that open spot that was going to be squash. Probably a little close together right here. There's some of our broccoli, and we had some damage to it. I thought it, if anything would survive the freeze, the broccoli would. Some of it got stunted pretty bad. I don't know if it's going to be okay or not. Probably not. But these right here look perfect. Anyway, another shot of the sunrise. Hope everybody has a great day. I know I'm going to. Give you another update tomorrow or the next day and see how we are. Take care. Have a good day. Have a productive week.